Despite being one of the league's most exciting young players, Morant has faced a number of challenges both on and off the court. But what is it about Morant that has caused the NBA to seemingly turn its back on him? In this video, we will examine the factors that have contributed to the NBA's treatment of Morant and why we believe this rising star deserves better. From his incredible talent to his inspiring backstory, Morant has all the makings of a superstar in the making. So whether you're a fan of Morant or just curious about the challenges facing young players in the NBA, this video is for you. Get ready to learn, be entertained and maybe even gain a new perspective on the NBA's treatment of rising stars. Let's get started. For Ja Morant, everything has suddenly become very real. A soundbite from an NBA veteran regarding Ja will blow your mind if things go south. And the NBA is also looking into what the Colorado police did before choosing not to arrest him. The NBA is attempting to determine whether the pistol was before Ja's IG lived in Denver. Even if this wrecks the Grizzlies' season and derails his career, it's important because if he had carried it on the team aircraft, things may not have ended well. According to the CBA, players are prohibited from bringing guns aboard team aircraft, failing which the commissioner may suspend them indefinitely. Others claim that Gilbert Arenas received it, but the timing is awful. His only chance is to pin it on a buddy before the playoffs begin in 20 games. The video depicts pals at the club, so I suppose he could claim that a buddy just handed him the pistol in the video after flying privately to Colorado, playing the typical fall guy in Entourage. But today, everyone is sending Ja Morant a message. Ja is being told by Shaq to stop rapping. Jalen Rose disobeyed Stephen A's counsel, but there is one person Ja should pay attention to. There is a player's account who had significant problems himself that puts everything in perspective. Yet, I don't believe the NBA will ban Ja from the playoffs. That isn't how the Commissioner Adam Silver operates. He needs Ja Morant. Apart from Jason Tatum, he's the only other young American superstar. Zion and LaMelo are candidates, but not quite convinced about them. Ja is a superstar talent and is open for business. Not Allen Iverson, this. Because of his reputation as a bad kid, the NBA did not want to accept AI. Ja has maintained his sobriety up till now. There have been rumours that Ja's vehicle was seen pointing a pistol at Pacers players. And a 17-year-old has claimed that Ja beat him up this summer before pointing a gun at him. Every accusation involving a handgun has been completely examined and could not be confirmed, Ja attorney said. Ja then displays a pistol on an Instagram live from Shotgun Willie's. I'm not kidding, that is the strip club's official name, it's not fabrication. Ja immediately began to do damage control. He disassociated himself from the group and issued a statement. For what I did last night, I accept responsibility. I apologise for disappointing you. I'm going to take some time off to get assistance and concentrate on improving my stress management and generally well-being. Great, but it was instantly criticised for being a phony apology that was written by his PR staff, and unless we see Ja on camera, it has no meaning. He's merely trying to keep his sponsors like Powerade and Nike from losing money. This isn't the outrageous soundbite you need to hear, however. We'll discuss it afterward. Ja disclosed that his mental health is not excellent, however. One of my favourite sayings is, when you attempt to be everyone else's anchor, you don't know you're drowning. You should always prioritise your own needs, such as your health, from time to time. Like, I always check to make sure everyone else is straight, but sometimes I have to worry about myself. And typically that's when I'm in a bad mood because I'm worried about everyone else while also knowing that I'm not doing well. Later, Ja said that while he has not yet sought treatment, he's open to the idea. Can you imagine the stress he must be under if he is also responsible for supporting a large family and a large staff in addition to an NBA team? So he snaps when he becomes angry, as with the teenager. While it's simple to criticise Ja for his comments, what if this serves as a wake-up call that his mental health needs improvement? Normally, a significant catastrophe like this wakes people up, but not always. I hope that's the case. The three players with the longest bans in NBA history are Gilbert Arenas for carrying firearms into the Wizards' locker room, Lateral Sprewell for strangling his coach PJ Carlesimo, and Ron Artest for the malice at the Palace. Arenas and Sprewell left the league far sooner than they ought to have and never really got their act together. He was harsh with the other players. When he took over the NBA, players were struggling with drugs and the league's reputation was suffering. Players like Magic Johnson, Larry Bird and Michael Jordan helped Stern turn things around, but Stern was a man not to be trifled with. While he may have had the appearance of a small, geeky guy, he was like the stepdad you didn't want to annoy. He had an obsession with the NBA's public image. When players missed games, he established a dress code for them. Before wearing suits on the bench, guys could wear anything they pleased, and players detested Stern for that. We wouldn't have Hall of Fame Melo without David Stern. He was charged with 3 offences in 2004. Melo started by punching a man at a nightclub. Later, he was discovered with an ounce of marijuana on a team aircraft. He then appeared on a dark web video threatening anybody who reported crimes to the police. As per Morant, after punching a player during a game, Melo received a warning from Commissioner David Stern. When everyone else only received a 6 or 7 game suspension, he gave a 15-game suspension. I went to talk to him and question why he treated me that way. Your rap sheet, look at your NBA rap sheet, he commanded. Do you prefer playing in the NBA to living on the streets? At his office, he revealed this to me. You may now go with the company, he continued. If you want to be on the streets, you're going to disregard that. I'm aware of your friends, your residents and their residences. You should either warn them to halt or cut them off. It was beyond my comprehension at that moment. It took me older and wiser for me to understand that. Currently, you can see Adam Silver threatening Ja Morant in the same conversation. If it had been David Stern, the suspension would have already been announced. A meeting between Ja and Adam Silver hasn't been mentioned yet, but I hope it does soon. The Grizzlies are already the most despised club in the NBA, although Brandon Clark, their greatest player off the bench, just tore his Achilles. It's absurd that they stole the championship from the Phoenix Suns. They were the up-and-coming young squad just like 2 years ago. Everyone was essentially pulling for them to succeed because everything about them was amusing. Now we want to hear from you. Do you agree with our assessment of the situation? What do you think the NBA should do to better support its rising stars like Morant? Are there any other young players you think are facing similar challenges? Let us know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to hearing your thoughts.